Captain Maya Jones stepped off the transport shuttle onto the metal landing pad of Nexus Station Alpha. Her military boots made a soft sound against the hard surface. The gravity felt a bit heavier than Earth's, and she took a moment to steady herself. She had served in the Earth Defense Force for many years. This earned her respect across the galaxy. But here, on this far station, she was just another visitor. The station turned slowly around its center. Large, curved windows showed beautiful views of a nearby giant planet with swirling storms. Maya was here to be the new judge for the station's arguments and problems, a job with much power but also many challenges. She touched her head, feeling the short, tight curls that had only recently grown back after her last mission. The scars at the base of her skull still hurt when touched. These were permanent marks from 15 years connected to Earth's best warships. Captain Jones, a voice called from behind her. Maya turned to see a thin man in a gray uniform walking toward her. His badge said he was Gregory Sullivan, the station's office manager. "Officer Sullivan," she said with a nod. "Welcome to Nexus Station Alpha. Was your trip good?" His smile did not reach his eyes as he looked her over. His gaze stayed on her military posture and the visible scars on her dark skin. "As good as 16 light years in frozen sleep can be," Maya replied evenly. Sullivan's smile tightened. "Yes, well, your room is ready and you start work tomorrow. Station boss Pearson wants you to follow all station rules, including the right. Look for court workers." Maya raised an eyebrow. "I've read the rules, Officer Sullivan. My look follows them." Of course, he said quickly. "It's just that we do things a certain way here. Nexus Alpha has traditions. We're quite far from Earth Central, you understand." "I understand perfectly," Maya said, picking up her bag. "Now, can you show me to my room?" As Sullivan led her through the clean hallways, Maya noticed people looking at her from the side. Most people on the station had pale skin. This kind of treatment wasn't new to her. The outer space towns were known for their closed thinking and not liking Earth Central's mixing rules. The next day, Maya put on her new judge robes and prepared for her first day of work. The dark fabric felt strange after years in a military uniform, but she would get used to it. She checked her reflection in the mirror, making sure she looked proper for her new role. A short walk brought her to the court area. Several people waited outside, some looking worried, others bored. They all stared as she passed. Maya ignored the looks and entered her office. Inside, a young woman with light brown hair waited, holding a stack of files. "Adjudicator Jones? I'm Olivia Wright, your court helper," she said, looking nervous but friendly. "I have today's cases for you to review before court starts." "Thank you, Ms. Wright," Maya said, taking the files. "Is there anything I should know about how things work here?" Olivia hesitated. "Well, things are a bit different out here than on Earth. Some people might not like changes." "You mean they might not like me?" Maya said simply. Olivia looked down. "I didn't say that. You didn't have to. I've seen it before," Maya said, not unkindly. "Don't worry about it. I'm here to do a job, not win a popularity contest." She opened the first file and began reading. There were 3 cases today. 2 people fighting over space on a cargo ship, a business deal gone bad, and an alien asking for safety on the station. "This alien case," Maya said, looking up. "Have we had many of these?" Olivia shook her head. "No. Most get rejected right away." "By whom?" "The court has to hear all cases. Usually Bailiff Hicks tells them there's no point. They leave before seeing a judge," Olivia explained, looking uncomfortable. Maya frowned. "That's not proper procedure. Where is this Bailiff Hicks? I should meet him before court starts. He's usually in the courtroom getting things ready." But Olivia stopped as the door opened. A large man with thinning blonde hair and a permanent frown walked in. He wore a security uniform with extra badges and patches. "So you're the new judge they sent us," he said, looking Maya up and down with clear dislike. His voice was rough and unfriendly. "Warren Hicks, head bailiff. I keep order in this court." "Captain Maya Jones," she replied, standing tall. Though she was shorter than him, her presence filled the room. "I look forward to working together." Hicks snorted. "I'm sure you do. Let me make something clear. This station runs by certain rules. Our rules. Just because Earth Central sent you doesn't mean things change. The law is the law, Bailiff Hicks, no matter where in human space we are, Maya said calmly. We'll see about that, Hicks muttered. He turned to leave, then stopped at the door. Court starts in 30 minutes. Don't be late. We like things on time here. After he left, Maya looked at Olivia, who seemed worried. Is he always that friendly? Maya asked with light sarcasm. He's been here a long time. He and Administrator Pearson run things their way, Olivia said quietly. The last few judges didn't stay long. I see, Maya said, understanding more now. This wasn't just a new job, it was a test of wills. Well, I should finish reading these files before court. Thank you, Ms. Wright. As Olivia left, Maya sat down and continued reading. She had faced tough situations before, both in battle and in dealing with people who didn't want her around. This station might be far from Earth, but justice would work the same way here as anywhere else. She would make sure of it. Maya spent the next 20 minutes studying the cases, making notes, and thinking about how to handle each one fairly. The alien case interested her most. The papers showed the alien, called Viridian, had important information about illegal mining. This could explain why people like Hicks wanted such cases dismissed right away. When it was almost time, Maya stood up, straightened her robes, and headed for the courtroom. People moved aside as she walked down the hallway. Some looked surprised, others hostile, but Maya kept her head high. She had not come this far to be intimidated. At the courtroom doors, she paused for just a moment, took a deep breath, and pushed them open. Whatever waited inside, she was ready. Maya stood in front of the courtroom doors. She took a deep breath and pushed them open. The room was bigger than she expected. Rows of seats filled the back half. A tall bench sat at the front where she would sit as judge. Warren Hicks stood near the bench, talking to a small group of people who went quiet when Maya entered. You're early, Hicks said with a frown. I like to be prepared, Maya replied. She walked to the side door that led to her judge's chambers, a small room where she could review case files before court. Hicks followed her. We need to talk about how things work here. I've read all the station rules, Bailiff Hicks, Maya said as she placed her files on the desk. Rules on paper are one thing. How we do things is another, Hicks said. He stood in the doorway, blocking her exit. Look, you're not going to last here. The last 3 judges from Earth gave up after a few weeks. Save yourself the trouble, Maya. Faced him squarely. I'm not them. Now I need to prepare for court. Hicks didn't move. First case today is the cargo space dispute. Rule for Baker, not for Singh. Baker's family helped build this station. Maya's eyes narrowed. I'll rule based on law and facts, not on who someone's family is. That's not how... Thank you, Bailiff. That will be all. Maya cut him off, using the same tone she had used with problem officers under her command. Hicks looked shocked for a moment, then his face turned red with anger. He left without another word, slamming the door behind him. Maya sat at her desk, thinking. This job would be harder than she thought. It wasn't just about judging cases. It was about changing how things worked here. She needed to be careful, but firm. A soft knock on the door pulled her from her thoughts. Come in, she called. Olivia entered with a nervous smile. Court starts in 10 minutes, Adjudicator Jones. Everyone is here, including the alien. Thank you, Ms. Wright. I'll be right out. Maya reviewed her notes once more, then stood and straightened her robes. Time to face whatever Hicks and his friends had planned. When she entered the courtroom, everyone stood as Hicks called out in a flat voice, All rise for Adjudicator Maya Jones. Maya took her place at the bench and looked out at the crowd. Most faces were unfriendly or just curious. Near the back sat a tall, thin figure with blue-tinted skin who must be Viridian, the alien seeking safety. Be seated, Maya said. This court is now in session. The first case went smoothly. Baker and Singh both presented their sides of the cargo space argument. Maya listened carefully, asked questions, and ruled in Singh's favor based on clear contract terms. Baker looked angry. Hicks looked even angrier. The second case about the broken business deal was more complex. Maya took her time, reviewing documents. While the court waited, she noticed Hicks whispering to a man in an expensive suit who kept looking at her with cold eyes. This must be Administrator Pearson, the station boss Olivia had mentioned. After ruling on the second case, Maya called. For a short break before the third case, the alien's request for safety, she returned to her chambers to review the file once more. Hicks entered without knocking. That alien case needs to be thrown out. Station policy. Show me that policy, Maya said, not looking up from her papers. It's understood. We don't need. Their kind here causing trouble. Now Maya looked up. In my court, we follow written law, not understood rules. The alien will get a fair hearing. Hicks's face hardened. Before you go back in there, we need to fix something. Your appearance doesn't meet court standards. What are you talking about? Your hair, Hicks said with a cold smile. Court workers must have proper hair that shows the neural scan points at the base of the skull. Security reasons. It's in the rules. I've never heard of such a rule, Maya said, touching her short curls. It's in the station supplement, Hicks insisted. All judges must comply. I can take care of it for you now, before the next case. Maya thought quickly. She could fight this, but that would delay the alien's case, which seemed to be what Hicks wanted. If she went along with it now, she could file a complaint later and still hear the important case. Fine, she said at last. Make it quick. Hicks led her to a small side room with a chair and some cutting tools. Sit, he ordered. Maya sat stiffly as Hicks picked up an electric razor. In the mirror, she could see the mean look in his eyes as he turned on the device. Standard procedure, he said, and began to shave her head. He wasn't gentle. Several times the razor cut her scalp, causing small drops of blood to form. When he finished, Maya's head was unevenly shaved with some patches of hair left longer than others and several small cuts. It was clearly done poorly on purpose, a way to shame her, not a professional job. There, Hicks said, brushing cut hair onto her robe. Now you look right, almost. Maya stood up silently, keeping her dignity despite what he had done. I'll see you in court, bailiff, she said quietly, controlling her anger. Back in her chambers, Maya looked at herself in a small mirror. The uneven shave was meant to make her look foolish, to weaken her position in the eyes of those watching. But Maya had faced worse in her military years. This was just another battle. She touched the neural connection points at the base of her skull, now clearly visible with her hair gone. These were her links to Earth ships and systems during the war. They were still active, though civilian. Models now. Hicks didn't know it, but he had just given Maya an idea. There was a knock at the door. Come in, Maya called. Olivia entered, then gasped when she saw Maya's shaved head. What happened to you? Bailiff Hicks said it was required for security scanning, Maya explained. That's not true. There's no such rule, Olivia said, anger clear in her voice. This is terrible. Is there time before court resumes to make a private transmission to Earth Central? Maya asked. Yes, about 10 minutes. I can set it up for you, Olivia offered. Good. And after that, could you find me the real rules about court worker appearance? I want to be fully informed for later. Of course, Olivia said, hurrying to the communication panel on the wall. Maya sat down and began writing notes while Olivia set up the transmission. This wasn't over. Far from it. Hicks had just given her the perfect reason to request a full investigation of this station. But first, she had an alien to protect and a court to run. 5 minutes later, Maya had sent her message to Earth Central. She adjusted her robes, held her head high, and prepared to return to the courtroom. Whatever Hicks thought he had won with his cruel act was about to backfire badly. Maya walked back into the courtroom with her head held high. She could feel people staring at her shaved head with the small cuts still visible. Some looked shocked, others confused, and a few seemed to understand what had happened. Hicks stood at his position with a smug smile that dropped when he saw Maya's confident walk. Court is back in session, Maya announced as she took her seat at the bench. We will now hear the case of Scholar Viridian requesting safety on this station. Hicks stepped forward quickly. Adjudicator, as I mentioned before, these cases are usually thrown out immediately. The alien has no right to be here under station. Rules. Bailiff Hicks, Maya said in a clear, strong voice. Your job is to keep order in this court, not to give legal opinions. Please call Scholar Viridian forward. Hicks looked like he wanted to argue but stopped when Maya gave him a hard look. He turned and motioned to the blue-skinned alien sitting in the back. Scholar Viridian, approach the bench, he said in a cold voice. The alien stood and walked to the front of the room. Viridian was tall and thin with large eyes that seemed to change color slightly as they moved. The alien's blue skin had a soft glow under the court lights. Thank you, Adjudicator Jones, for hearing my case, Viridian said in careful human speech. Many others would not. This court treats all who seek justice equally, Maya replied. Please tell us why you request safety on this station. Before Viridian could speak, a man stood up from the back row. It was the same well-dressed man Maya had seen earlier. This is a waste of court time, he said loudly. I am Administrator Pearson, and I run this station. We don't grant safety to aliens here, it's not our problem. Maya looked at him calmly. Administrator Pearson, while I respect your position, this is my courtroom. Please sit down, or you will be removed. Pearson's face turned red, but something in Maya's voice made him sit back down. Continue, Scholar Viridian, Maya said. The alien nodded. I was a scientist working in the Kuiper Belt, studying ice formations and mineral deposits. My team discovered several illegal mining operations in protected areas. When we reported this, strange accidents began happening. 2 of my team members died. I found proof that the mining company was behind these deaths, but when I tried to report it, they came after me. Do you have this proof with you? Maya asked. Yes, Viridian said, removing a small data device from a pocket. All the information is here. The company is called Outer Rim Resources. They have broken many Earth Central laws about protected space and endangered species. They also did not pay proper taxes on the minerals they took. Maya noticed Pearson shifting uncomfortably in his seat. Hicks was watching him, looking worried. Bailiff, please bring the evidence to me, Maya ordered. Hicks didn't move. We should check it for security risks first. Bring it to me now, Bailiff, Maya repeated firmly. Reluctantly, Hicks took the device from Viridian and brought it to Maya. She plugged it into her bench computer and began reviewing the files. The room was silent as she read. After several minutes, Maya looked up. These are serious claims with strong evidence. Scholar Viridian, I'm granting your request for temporary safety on this station, while Earth Central reviews your information. Objection, Pearson shouted, standing again. You can't do that without station approval. I just did, Maya replied coolly. Earth Central law is clear on this matter. Scholar Viridian will be given proper quarters and protection until officials from Earth can arrive to investigate these claims fully. Maya noticed Hicks moving toward a side door where 2 security officers waited. She had expected something like this. Bailiff Hicks, she called sharply. Approach the bench. Hicks froze, then slowly came forward. Maya leaned down and spoke quietly so only he could hear. My neural implants, the ones you exposed when you shaved my head, have been recording these proceedings and sending them directly to Earth Central. Any attempt to interfere with this hearing or harm Scholar Viridian will result in immediate charges against everyone involved. The color drained from Hicks's face. You can't. I can and I have, Maya cut him off. Now return to your post and make sure this hearing continues without problems, or I'll have you removed and charged with blocking justice. Hicks stepped back, realizing too late what he had done. By shaving Maya's head, he had exposed her military-grade neural implants far more advanced than regular civilian models. He had given her the perfect way to record everything without anyone knowing. This court orders that Scholar Viridian be given safe quarters in the diplomatic section, Maya announced to the room. I'm also ordering a full investigation into the claims about Outer Rim Resources and their mining operations. She looked directly at Administrator Pearson. Additionally, I'm requesting Earth Central send investigators to review all station policies and practices, as it appears some local rules may conflict with Earth Central law. Pearson stood up angrily. You have no authority. This station operates under local control. We're too far from Earth for them to interfere. Distance doesn't change the law, Administrator, Maya replied. This station exists under Earth Central authority, and all human settlements must follow the same basic laws. My transmission to Earth Central has already been sent and acknowledged. Investigators will arrive within 2 weeks. The room burst into noise as people reacted to this news. Some looked worried, others relieved. Viridian simply bowed to Maya, in a sign of respect and thanks. Order, Maya called, and the room quieted. This court is adjourned for today. Scholar Viridian will be escorted to safe quarters by... She paused, looking around the room, not trusting Hicks or his security. People. I'll do it, Olivia spoke up from her seat near the front. Thank you, Ms. Wright. Maya nodded. Court dismissed. As people began to leave, Maya remained seated, watching Hicks and Pearson have a heated, whispered conversation in the corner. They had thought she would be easy to control or scare away. They had been very wrong. Maya gathered her files and stood. Her first day as judge had been challenging, but it was only the beginning. The next 2 weeks before Earth Central investigators arrived would be difficult. Pearson and Hicks would not give up their power easily, and they had friends on the station. But Maya had survived war and faced much worse than angry station officials. She touched her shaved head and smiled slightly. Sometimes your enemies give you exactly the weapons you need to defeat them. The next 2 weeks were tense on Nexus Station Alpha. Maya continued to hold court each day, treating all cases fairly and following proper Earth Central law. Many station people began to respect her, while others loyal to Pearson and Hicks watched her with cold eyes. Maya kept her head shaved even though her hair had started to grow back. She wanted everyone to see what had been done to her, and she wanted Hicks to be reminded of his mistake every time he saw her. Olivia had become Maya's trusted helper, bringing her information about station problems that had been hidden for years. They met in Maya's quarters one evening to discuss what they had learned. Administrator Pearson owns shares in Outer Rim Resources, Olivia explained, showing Maya financial records she had found. He gets money from their mining, even the illegal operations Viridian reported. That explains why he wanted Viridian's case dismissed, Maya said, looking at the records. Has Viridian been safe? Yes, I check on the scholar every day. The diplomatic quarters have good security, and I made sure only trusted staff can enter. Maya nodded. Good. Any word from Earth Central about the investigators? They'll arrive tomorrow on the supply ship, Olivia said. Pearson has been telling people they won't find anything wrong, but he seems worried. He should be, Maya replied. I've sent them everything we've found, plus the full recording from my neural implants. Hicks and Pearson won't escape punishment? This time. After Olivia left, Maya sat thinking about all that had happened. The unfair rules, the discrimination against outsiders, the corruption in the mining operations. All of it would be exposed soon. But there would also be resistance. Pearson had friends on the station, people who had gained from his corrupt ways. They wouldn't give up their power easily. The next morning, Maya arrived at the courthouse to find her office door open. Inside, papers were thrown everywhere, and her computer had been damaged. Someone had broken in during the night. But Maya had expected something like this and had kept all important files secure in her neural implant's memory storage. She was cleaning up when Hicks appeared in the doorway. Had some trouble? He asked with a fake look of concern. Nothing. Serious, Maya replied calmly. Just someone making a mess. Shame, Hicks said. You know, accidents happen on space stations. Airlocks fail, life support has problems, people get hurt. Maya stood to face him. Is that a threat, Bailiff Hicks? Just a friendly warning, he said with a cold smile. Earth Central is far away. Their investigators might have travel delays. Anything could happen before they arrive. The supply ship is docking in 3 hours, Maya told him. I'll be there to meet it. Hicks's smile dropped. We'll see. He turned and left. Maya immediately called Olivia on her communication device. Ms. Wright, I need you to go check on Scholar Viridian right now. Make sure the scholar is safe, then meet me at Docking Bay 7 in 2 hours. Yes, Adjudicator, is something wrong? Just a precaution, Maya said. And be careful. Watch out for Hicks or his security people. After ending the call, Maya touched the back of her neck, activating her neural implants. She recorded a message with everything that had just happened and sent it directly to Earth Central. through the station's communication system. Then she prepared to go meet the incoming ship. When Maya reached the main hallway, she found 4 security officers waiting. They were wearing full gear with shock batons ready. "Adjudicator Jones," one of them said, "Administrator Pearson has ordered a temporary lockdown. All non-essential personnel must return to their quarters." "I'm essential." "Personnel," Maya replied. "I'm a judge appointed by Earth Central." "Sorry, but we have orders. Please come with us." Maya looked at their faces. They seemed uncomfortable but determined. These weren't Hicks' usual followers, just regular officers following what they thought were legal orders. "Very well," Maya said, deciding not to make a scene. "But I need to record an official protest." The officers nodded and escorted Maya back to her quarters. One of them stood guard outside her door. She was being kept prisoner, but in a way that could be explained as station security measures if questioned later. Maya sat at her desk and thought. Pearson was making his move before the Earth Central investigators arrived. He probably planned to prevent the investigators from talking to her or Viridian. Maybe claim some emergency that required them to leave quickly. She needed to act. Using her neural implants, Maya connected to the station's communication system, again. This time, she didn't just send a message to Earth Central. She accessed the station's public announcement system, using an old military override code that still worked. Across the entire station, in every room and hallway, her voice suddenly spoke from the speakers. "Attention all Nexus Station Alpha residents. This is Adjudicator Maya Jones. Administrator Pearson and Bailiff Hicks have placed me under illegal detention to prevent me from meeting Earth Central investigators arriving today. They are involved in illegal mining operations and have violated multiple Earth Central laws. Anyone interfering with the investigators will face serious charges. This is an official judicial warning." The guard outside her door rushed in. "What did you just do?" "My job," Maya replied simply. Her door communication panel buzzed. When she answered, Olivia's voice came through. "Adjudicator, there's something happening at the docking bay. A large group of station workers has gathered there. They're demanding to see the Earth Central investigators when they arrive. And Scholar Viridian is safe. I moved the Scholar to a new location with trusted people." "Good work, Ms. Wright," Maya said. "What about Pearson and Hicks?" "They're at the docking bay trying to control the crowd, but more people keep coming." "Your announcement worked. People want answers." The security officer in Maya's room looked confused, unsure what to do. His communication device was buzzing with frantic messages. "Officer," Maya said to him, "you have a choice to make. You can continue following illegal orders, or you can do the right thing and escort me to the docking bay to meet the Earth Central investigators." The man hesitated, then lowered his head. "My family has lived on this station for 3 generations. We believe the rules were fair. But the things I've heard lately, the way Pearson and Hicks have acted, I don't know what's right anymore." "The law is what's right," Maya said gently. "Earth Central law protects everyone equally, not just those with power or the right connections. Help me reach those investigators and you'll be helping make this station a better place for your family." The officer looked at her for a long moment, then nodded. "I'll take you to the docking bay." Maya and the security officer hurried through the station's corridors toward the docking bay. More people joined them along the way. Some were curious, others wanted to show support, and all wanted to see what would happen when the Earth Central investigators arrived. "The supply ship is docking now," someone called out as they approached the bay. The large room was crowded. On one side stood Administrator Pearson with Bailiff Hicks and several loyal security officers. On the other side, station workers and residents waited, watching the main doors where the ship would connect. Pearson saw Maya enter, and his face turned angry. "Arrest her," he shouted to his security team. "She has interfered with station operations and used the announcement system without permission." Before his men could move, the crowd shifted to stand between them and Maya. These were regular people, shop owners, mechanics, teachers, not trained fighters, but there were many of them. "We want to hear what the Earth Central people have to say," called a woman near the front. "We're tired of secret rules and unfair treatment. Pearson looked shocked. He had not expected the station people to turn against him. The large doors at the end of the bay began to open. The supply ship had docked, and passengers were coming through. First came regular travelers and supply workers, then 4 people in official Earth Central uniforms. They looked around at the tense scene with surprise. "Which one of you is Adjudicator Maya Jones?" asked a tall woman who appeared to be the leader. Maya stepped forward. "I am. I'm Inspector Laura Reed, Earth, Central Judiciary Oversight. These are my colleagues," she said, pointing to the 3 people with her. "We've received your reports and recordings. We're here to conduct a full investigation." Pearson pushed his way to the front. "Inspector, I'm Administrator Pearson. There's been a misunderstanding. Adjudicator Jones has been making false claims and breaking station rules. She should not be trusted." Inspector Reed looked at him coldly. "Administrator Pearson, we have reviewed substantial evidence sent by Adjudicator Jones, including neural recordings that cannot be faked. Your actions and those of Bailiff Hicks are our primary focus in this investigation." "You can't come to my station and make accusations," Pearson shouted. "We have local authority here." "This station exists under Earth Central jurisdiction," Reed replied firmly. "No human settlement is beyond the reach of central law. We have the authority to remove you from your position immediately pending our investigation." Pearson looked around desperately. "Hicks, don't let them do this." Bailiff Hicks had been slowly backing away. Now he turned and tried to run, but 2 of Reed's team quickly caught him. "Warren Hicks, you are relieved of duty pending investigation into corruption, discrimination, and assault on a judicial officer," one of them announced, securing Hicks's hands. The crowd began to cheer. Many had suffered under Pearson and Hicks's unfair rules for years. Some came forward to tell Inspector Reed about their experiences. Maya stepped aside, letting the investigators do their work. Olivia approached with Scholar Viridian beside her. "You did it?" Olivia said with a wide smile. "They can't hide their corruption anymore." "We all did it," Maya corrected her. "Your help was essential, as was Viridian's courage in coming forward with evidence." The blue-skinned alien bowed slightly. "My people believe justice always finds a way. You were that way, Adjudicator Jones." Inspector Reed joined them after giving orders to her team. "Adjudicator Jones, I must say I'm impressed. Your reports were detailed and your neural recordings provided clear evidence. Few would have handled this situation so effectively." "I just did my job," Maya replied. "This station needed proper justice, not personal rules made by those in power." "Well, your job is about to change," Reed said. "Earth Central wants you to become the new station administrator once our investigation is complete. They believe you have the right approach to bring this place back in line with central laws and make it fair for everyone." Maya was surprised. "I'm a judge, not an administrator." "You're both," Reed said. "You understand law and fairness, but you also know how to lead. Your military background and what you've accomplished here in just 2 weeks prove that." Maya thought about it. As administrator, she could make real changes to the station, fix the broken systems, and ensure everyone was treated equally. "I accept," she finally said. "But I have conditions. First, Ms. Wright becomes my chief assistant. Second, we establish a permanent place for non-human visitors seeking safety. And third, we create a new training program for all station officials about Earth Central law." Reed smiled. "All reasonable conditions. I believe Earth Central will approve them." 3 months later, Nexus Station Alpha was transformed. Administrator Maya Jones stood in her office, looking out at the gas giant through the large window. Her hair had grown back evenly across her head, covering the neural implant scars, but she kept it shorter than before, as a reminder of how her journey here had started. Olivia entered with a data tablet. "The last of Pearson and Hicks's unfair. Rules have been removed from the system," she reported, "and the first group of students has finished the law training program." "Good," Maya said. "How is our newest arrival doing? The Martian refugee? Settled in well?" "Scholar Viridian has been helping them adjust." Maya nodded with satisfaction. "And the mining company investigation?" "Earth Central has shut down all illegal operations and fined Outer Rim resources heavily. The money will go to fixing environmental damage and helping the native species recover. Maya turned from the window. We've accomplished a lot in 3 months. Thanks to you, Olivia said. When you first arrived and Hicks shaved your head, everyone thought you would give up and leave like the others before you. They misjudged me, Maya said with a small smile. Sometimes the worst actions of others give us the best chance to make real change. She touched her head, remembering. The hair would grow back completely in time, but the changes she had brought to Nexus Station Alpha would last much longer. What had begun with an act of cruelty had led to justice for many. As she looked out at the stars beyond the gas giant, Maya thought about Earth Central's larger plans. There were other distant stations like this one, other places where local power had replaced proper law. Perhaps her work here was just the beginning. What are you thinking about? Olivia asked, seeing Maya's thoughtful expression. The future, Maya replied simply, and all the work we still have to do.